Only two things are infinite. Peace, brother. Only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not too sure about the universe.
Well, I can't
That would be Albert Einstein, by the way, just for the record.
And as I told David Graham last week, I said, remember this, though, you're talking to me, and I am a citizen by birth of the finest country, mostly, between Canada and Mexico. We're number one. I have to say mostly because Alaska and Hawaii are not between Canada and Mexico.
Hang on a second. Let me go get myself a world map and see if I can locate the country between Canada and Mexico.
And I live in Florida, which is, I sometimes realize, is a small subtropical republic loosely connected to the United States. Or well, something. But anyway, we're allowed to use Linux here.
All right.
It's legal there. Are you allowed to use?
Yeah, we're allowed to use Linux up here. I don't think there's anything terribly wrong with using Linux. I mean, because I got really excited about this stuff. I mean, I became a bit of a, I guess I almost hate that term evangelist because, as you know, I'm a raving atheist.
So you use?
But I have been an evangelist.
Computer code.
That's right. I have been in. Well, actually, we may be computer code, according to Elon Musk.
It's very possibly. I don't know.
That's true. But I wrote lots of books. I wrote tons of articles. It was in oh, good grief! I've completely lost track. But in 1999, I think it was. No, it wasn't. Holy crap! I've lost track. Anyway, at some point there, I wrote an article for the Linux Journal. It apparently was very popular. I wrote another one, and then eventually I started writing a monthly column for there. So I wrote for Linux Journal. I wrote for Sysadmin Magazine. I wrote for Ubuntu User Magazine. I wrote for Linux Magazine. Heck, I wrote for, I don't know, a couple dozen publications over the course of years, wrote 6 books on Linux and open source. I still do a radio show on a monthly basis where I talk about. That's
what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, but what have you done for us lately?
What have you done for,
No, I mean, that's in the sense of, what are you doing now, man?
I got, to be honest, I mean, I wrote the column I wrote Cooking with Linux for years, and that's probably the thing I'm still best known for. I mean, people still talk to me. There isn't a week that goes by that somebody doesn't talk to me about Cooking with Linux in some way, shape, or form, or didn't, I should point out. And it was one of those things. It was fun, I pretended that I was the owner of a virtual restaurant. I had a guy named Francois who worked for me, who was my waiter, my long-suffering waiter, who I believe I never paid over the course of 10 years. And I had this virtual wine cellar, which, as I think I described it, as the second best in the entire world. I don't know what the best in the entire world was, but mine was the second best.
It was probably a BSD Unix.
No.
Unix wine cellar. Yeah, it was FreeBSD.
I'm not. I never heard about it. But
my friend Patricia would say so.
Well, which
used to be Patrick.
Oh, okay.
Would say so. Say that the Unix one was the finest one.
Yeah, I've had that discussion many. Remember, I got into Linux because I like Unix.
Yeah, okay? Okay, so we have so here we are.
So what have I done lately?
What are you doing that I can link to?
Okay, what am I doing? Well, what I'm doing lately, so I did the columns for years. I wrote, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of columns, and at some point lost track. And at some point I just thought, I want to do something else, except I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my life, dude. I mean, I have no idea what to do with my life.
Don't look at me. I'm the same way.
Oh, yeah, really? Okay. If you have some tips somewhere along the way, I'd like to know. But one of the things that came up on a regular basis is people kept asking me, when are you going to redo Cooking with Linux? And of course, it was like, well, I did that years ago. And then it occurred to me that another thing that I did years ago before YouTube actually became a big deal was I was doing this what I called an Acacia Daily news show. Acacia Daily in the sense that, I said it was daily, but it was really just only occasional. And it was I called it Wolftel Bites, WFTL, my little handle. And it was like a daily FOSS and Linux show that I did, this video thing that I did, well, not daily, but, whenever I thought about it.
I've never seen it. So I need to ask a question.
Yes.
Did you wear funny hats?
Oddly enough, yes. Yes.
Maybe I have seen it.
Maybe you have seen it. Anyway, so it occurred to me years later, I thought, if I were to redo it, it would be kind of fun to do it as a video thing. So in between there, I would give talks every once in a while. I'd show up at universities every once in a while, Linux user groups. Like I said, I continued doing the radio show, but I thought, hey, it would be fun to turn Cooking with Linux into a video show. So what I've done lately is I started experimenting with making it a video show. So now I've got, I believe, 6 episodes in the can. I'm working on 3 or 4 other ones as we speak now. I'm using a little piece of software called Open Broadcasting Software to create the videos. And that's where it is. So right now on YouTube, Cooking with Linux, what I'm calling it, the YouTube edition or version 2.0 or whatever, has been reborn. As yet, I haven't hired back Francois because I can't afford to pay him yet. And I know I've never passed. Yeah. Maybe I'll come up with something, but there is wine. So, just like with the radio show, which would be simulcast, on YouTube, I have my glass of wine with, whatever I happen to be drinking that time. And I continue to talk about Linux and open source. And now, of course, I can actually show people what I'm doing on my desktop. So that's what I've done for you lately. There are other things in the can. There are a couple of cool things that I think are good, but I'm not allowed to talk about them right now.
And we're going to include a link to Cooking with Linux, the online version, in the text that accompanies this video, so that all of you people can now see Marcel in his personal, best case nuttiness, talking about Linux. And as you can tell, he's fun.
Well, and you may even occasionally see my messy office.
Oh.
No, I said, don't look.
Well, you're kind of in front of the messy office. You can't see.
That's right.
Mine. You can see. I know the secret, which is just clean up the part that's going to show on the camera.
I've given up cleaning up. I have 2 children. I have a 9 and a 12-year-old children, and cleaning up is just no longer in the cards.
All of ours are grown, so what I have is dog hair.
Okay.
I have hey dog, Terry. Let sleeping dogs lie.
I have no dogs. I have cats. I have 2 cats.
I have a sleeping dog who I'm letting lie, and she will no doubt wake up and bark at somebody. It's okay. She's a professional watchdog.
I appreciate that. Mine are professional watch cats.
Are they protectors or just watchers?
I don't think I don't think so.
Terry, the terrorist terrier, aside from protecting us from terrorists, obviously, but she has actually scared off people trying to rob us, to steal from us. She's effective. And then there was the night. I mean, it was like 4 a.m., 4 a.m. She went off. Bark, 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 bark. And she's pointing at the house next door. I get up. I say, oh, shut up. And I go back to bed. Wife gets up, looks and says, oh, shut up, go back to bed. Sandy next door says, that damn dog next door, making all that noise. And then my wife says, geez, that car driving up the street looks a lot like Sandy's. Yes, Sandy's car was stolen. Terry the terrorist terrier told us all about it.
And you ignored him.
Her. We ignored her. We paid her no attention, and the thieves got away with the car, which was actually spotted and by Sandy's son and recovered some hours later. But Terry she did her job. She's a good watchdog.
Yeah.
She takes us, and she helped when I wrote the book Point and Click Open Office. The sample printout thing I did, the how-to, was for a flyer for watchdog services.
Ah.
And Terry did it on her little laptop.
Yes.
Do your cats have their own laptops?
No, but we live in the age of Android tablets, and so my cats have Android tablets, and they just say "Okay, Google," and they ask whatever they need.
How do they ask? What do they sound like? How does a cat sound like interacting with "Okay, Google"?
All right, I lied. I lied. My cats are two Balinese cats. They're which are Siamese. They're long-haired Siamese, so they're Siamese cats, but with a gene that gives them a long-haired coat. And they really don't do an awful lot of protecting.